You know that feeling. You sit down to finally start that thing you've been putting off for weeks. Maybe it's the gym, a new skill, a big project. And within 30 seconds, you're scrolling your phone instead. What if I told you that's not laziness? And there's one simple shift that makes hard things stop feeling hard? Here's the truth. Getting through hard things isn't about grinding harder or having more willpower. It's about changing how your brain sees the task in the first place. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you a mindset shift that actually works, backed by how your brain is literally wired. Let's talk about what actually happens when we face something hard. You open your laptop to write that report, or you think about starting the gym or getting in shape. And before you even begin, your brain throws up this massive wall. Suddenly you're cleaning your room, you're scrolling, you're doing literally anything else. This isn't a character flaw. This isn't you being weak. Your brain is actually doing its job. It's protecting you from perceived pain. When a task feels huge and uncertain, your nervous system treats it like a threat. So it stalls, it avoids. It finds an easier dopamine hit. And here's the brutal part. The longer you avoid it, the bigger and scarier it gets in your head. The mountain grows, not because the task got harder, but because your brain keeps stacking dread on top of it. So the problem isn't the task, it's the size your brain has given it. So here's the trick your brain needs to hear. Stop trying to do the hard thing. Start doing the tiny version of it. Neuroscience calls this activation energy. The mental effort it takes to just get started. The goal isn't to crush the whole task, it's to lower that starting barrier to almost nothing. Want to start working out? Don't commit to an hour at the gym. Commit to putting on your shoes, that's it. Just the shoes. Want to learn guitar? Don't practice for an hour. Pick it up and play one chord. 30 seconds. Writing a report? Don't write the whole thing. Write one sentence. Literally one. Here's what happens. Once your brain sees that the first step wasn't scary, it relaxes. The threat response drops, and you naturally keep going because momentum is real and starting is always the hardest part. Small actions aren't a workaround. They're the actual method. Here's where it gets kind of mind-blowing. That report you've been dreading for 2 weeks, it was never actually hard. Writing words on a page isn't hard. Your brain just convinced you that the entire mountain had to be climbed all at once, and that felt impossible. But you don't climb mountains all at once. You take one step, then another. The hard lives in your perception of the task, not in the task itself. Every time you take one small step, you're not just making progress. You're rewriting what your brain believes is possible. You're proving to yourself, I can do this, and that proof stacks. Day after day, tiny action after tiny action. That's how people write books, build businesses, learn languages. Not through some massive explosion of motivation, but through showing up in the smallest way possible consistently. The secret was never doing more. It was making the start so small it couldn't be refused. So remember this. Hard things stop being hard when you stop seeing them as one giant obstacle and start seeing them as a series of small, conquerable steps. One tiny action, then another. That's the whole trick. Now ask yourself one hard thing in your life right now. Just one. And figure out the smallest possible first step you could take this week. Then drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to hear it. And if this helped, subscribe. Because we help you think sharper, grow faster, and actually get things done.